Hello, hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Midwest Buzz Podcast. I'm Olivia.
I'm JC. Hey guys, welcome back.
We hope that you liked last week's episode. We're honestly recording this the day after it came out, so we don't really know yet. We haven't heard.
I have gotten a few, someone had snapped me, they were watching on YouTube, and they were, saying just, how it was really good, and, how we're so brave and strong.
Oh.
I was like, we serve a good God, that's why.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Yes.
No, that was a really good one to do. I enjoyed that one a lot.
Yeah, I definitely, I was listening back to it, and I was like, oh, I definitely didn't talk about, how I struggled with anxiety, and, comparison, and boy crazy, and blah, blah, all the stuff that I definitely could have gone into, but if you guys want to know more, hit me up. There's a lot Jesus saved me from of myself.
Yeah. I feel like it's easy to, overlook some of the stuff, once you're through it.
Yeah.
But, yeah. But no, yesterday I went on a walk wearing shorts in March.
Crazy. It was so nice. It's so nice today.
It's been gorgeous.
Yes. One of our guy models for Floral and Fedora, Anthony.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he said he is a crop insurance guy, so he pays attention to the weather, and that this is the warmest winter we've had in history in the United States.
History?
That's what he said.
That's insane. I didn't hear him saying that. That's kind of cool.
Oh, you weren't there yet.
Oh, okay.
He was saying we were talking about before you got there.
Wow, you guys were talking about crops without me.
We're talking about the weather, and that's how
I'm just
got
kidding. That's really fun.
Trust me, I cannot hold my own if we talk about crops.
No, it's been insane.
Mm-hmm.
I love it though.
Yeah.
I'm just nervous that
it's going to be a full spring like we talked about.
Or we're just going to have a grossly dry, hot summer.
Oh.
And just everything's going to be crispy. We haven't even had, it's so dry already.
That's true.
So I'm like, that might not be fun.
Maybe we'll get some April showers. That'll bring some May flowers.
Ooh.
That'll
just what we need. Lakin sent me a video. One of the parks near Phoenix is in full bloom with they're technically California poppies, the little orange ones.
That's what you took pictures in one time.
Yeah, so I was there last year around this time for Taylor Swift.
Right.
And we went out and did some photos. And so she was impromptu last minute flight booking headed your way soon or something, and I was like, oh, they do look so pretty.
Yeah.
Also, the blue bonnets in Texas are blooming right now, and they're beautiful.
So cool.
I want all
nature
the blooms
everywhere.
I do love seasonal blooms, when states have their own kind of
in
flowers.
DC, they have the cherry blossoms. Yeah. So pretty.
I missed that by a week one year. I was so sad. Has your dad been there when it's blooming, I'm sure?
Yeah, and I think he goes when Warner has their spring break. I think that's who he takes. They go out for their spring trips. It's always over Easter.
Oh, okay.
So he'll be gone, and that's when they're blooming. So.
Easter's really early this year, though. Mm-hmm. Is it still the same?
If they're blooming or not. I think that they bloom end of March into April, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
It depends on, I guess, how the weather's been over there.
I'll have to ask Kelsey. Maybe I can go for an impromptu flight there. That would be pretty for a wedding or something. Would be so cool.
Yeah, I know a videographer who does the DC area weddings. I'm like, so pretty.
Nice.
Speaking of Taylor Swift, I can't believe that was a year ago. And also, how is she's still doing her tour?
Yeah, because she extended it and made it an international tour.
Okay.
In the beginning, it was never international.
Okay.
But when you make bazillions of dollars,
she's like, I can make more. What do you need all that money for? Her jet to fly all the places she's
to maintain her lifestyle. Honestly, she has more than she can do with it.
I mean, hopefully she gives. I don't know, what do their taxes look like? It's insane.
I mean, she's probably in a very high tax bracket, but when you're making $1 billion, does paying a few million probably hurt that bad? No. I mean, I still hate taxes.
Yeah.
Even if it still hurts.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Have you done yours yet this year?
Yeah, I pay quarterly. So, I pay in, estimated.
Oh.
And so...
So you don't do a end of the year tax meeting?
So, well, I do an end of the year meeting to go over everything, because basically my accountant will go through and guesstimate for the next year what my revenue will be, and then I pay estimated taxes on that.
Oh.
And then if it's off, they like tweak it the next year. Like I'll get a credit.
Gotcha.
But usually she's pretty close to where it's going to be. Like we know roughly. So then I just pay in quarterly instead of having to pay like a big lump sum.
And you can
do
that because you're a business owner. Like you couldn't do that if you worked for like a
like if you're a
something.
W-2 employee,
yeah,
you just get money back because
right.
they pull money out of your check. Where because I'm self-employed, I'm not paying any tax. Like I don't get a paycheck with like a deduction.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So then I have to pay in my taxes. Like, so I know, like, so I used to always file agriculture because when I was married to Jordan, like, obviously the majority of our income was agriculture. So you file, I think it has to be 60%. So you have to file March 1st, and that's when you like write your check in. But and I think maybe you can do quarterly, even if you are agriculture, like you can do guesstimated payments.
Okay.
But she switched me over to that, which I don't mind. I guess it's a little less terrible when it comes out versus once a year.
I don't know. I just hate paying the little state taxes or whatever sales tax that we have to pay.
Oh, yeah.
That's enough. It's always like the fall one that is the largest sum for me, obviously, because those months are the biggest makers.
Well, and I think what's terrible is like obviously it was never your money to begin with. Like you charge it on top of what your fees are, but it sat in your account for a couple months and you're like, oh, that's kind of nice. And then you're like, goodbye, money that I was holding on to. Go back to the state.
You were never really mine to begin with.
I know. That is more just annoying than anything.
Yeah.
But again, it's just like I hate seeing money leave my account. And I'm like,
that's why she plays Monopoly Go. See all the monies.
If only real life cash grabs could happen.
Yeah. Like those machines where the money just blows up around you and they have to grab.
Have you ever done one of those?
No, have you?
No. And I've stood in line for a long time when I was like a kid at different places to try to get into them, or like always signed up for every giveaway that you would get to go in them. Never got in.
Wow.
I would go crazy. I think I'd take my shirt off and just start catching them. I'd do what I had to do. They don't say anything about that.
Wear a hat in there.
Yes. Whip out just a garbage bag. Start I would be prepared for this. I've been training.
She's been thinking about this since she was a kid.
Barney on How I Met Your Mother, how he thinks that Bob Parker is his dad. Oh, yes. And so he like trains to go on The Price is Right to win the like everything. That's me. Training for the cash grab machine.
At first when you said Barney, I was like thinking the dinosaur. It's like what? Okay, that makes more sense.
Oh, you guys, I brought this. Well, I mean, I have to drink my water anyway, but look at my straw. Ready?
She did it. She got it. ASMR.
If you're just listening, I'm sorry. But if you're watching on YouTube, how cool is this?
She got the straw that helps you not get wrinkly mouth.
It's so fun to drink out of.
Well, that's good.
I know.
Do you find you're drinking more water?
I mean, I just got it yesterday.
Oh.
But I did like fill up multiple cups just to like practice drinking with it.
Nice.
Practice drinking? I was just drinking. But it is weird because you like hold your mouth different.
Yeah. How come you don't have it within this thing?
It doesn't fit because there's like an extender piece on it to fit into like a big old Stanley. Oh. And it's a little tight.
I see.
Yeah. And you can't go up the top because that's Yeah.
Well, nice.
Yeah. Have you ever had blood oranges before?
I've heard of them. Maybe I've had one. They're like pink.
They're like, they're almost like calico. Like there's like light and dark oranges. They're so pretty. I had bought some for a bubbler shoot a couple weeks ago, and there was one left, and so I had it for breakfast this morning. And they're just so beautiful. Like if you slice them, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't want to eat this. It's
Was
so
it
pretty.
good though too?
Yeah, I don't think they're as good as like.
Well, they might not be
love
in season.
Like cuties.
Oh,
like just the little ones. Those are, I think, the best to me.
Yeah, I've been getting sumo oranges. Apparently, those are in season right now.
Oh,
they're very good.
What are they? Sumo? Are they huge?
They just look like oranges.
Oh,
but they have like a little like
a butt, like a little navel, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. It sticks up, makes it really easy to peel them because I just pull that part off and then peel it. I can show you there in my kitchen after, but yeah, I just saw someone like on Walmart they have the in season thing and they were on there, and then I saw some celebrity that I follow talking about her daily sumo orange because she's from California and they're in season or whatever.
That makes sense because, well, when I was in Arizona like a month ago, like lemons and limes were in, but the oranges and grapefruit were not quite there yet.
Yes.
So, yes, 'tis the season for oranges.
I love fruit.
So good. Citrus is so good. All I want to be is on an all-inclusive beach right now where they have just like the trays of fresh fruits and they're fresh. Like, I could just go live at the little fruit bar. So good. Like fresh mango. Delicious.
I don't know that I'm a huge mango girly, but I don't know that I've had the right kind.
The only thing that I think I don't like on the fruit tray area is I'm not a guava fan.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna say like cantaloupe or melon
or papaya. I thought of too. Papaya always looks so good, and it looks like it's gonna be delicious.
But it tastes like feet, right?
It tastes like dirt to me.
Yeah.
And I just can never get on board.
I don't think I've tried guava.
Isn't it like... Wait, am I mixing it up with something?
No, I don't know.
Maybe I was just thinking papaya, but guava came out.
Maybe.
What does an actual guava fruit look like? Oh, yeah. Monopoly Go. Just up when I pull up my phone. Anyway, I've tried it so many times trying to love it, and it doesn't happen. Oh, maybe I've not had guava.
Guava, for those watching
maybe
on YouTube,
I would like it.
See it.
It's
like it light green on the outside, pink on the inside.
I'd give it a try.
Although sometimes I guess it can be yellowy looking, but most of the pictures, it looks like a mini watermelon kind of.
Oh. Yeah, maybe I'd like that. Take that back. Scratch that. I just don't like papaya. Okay. Otherwise, everything else, chef's kiss.
My favorite is watermelon. I could get fat on watermelon.
With a little bit of salt. I love salted watermelon.
I know. A lot of people do that, and cucumber, which I like salted cucumber. I don't know. I haven't tried salted watermelon since I was a kid.
Salted cucumbers are hands down the way to go.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever tried my lime watermelon thing? Did I tell you about that?
I don't know.
I had this watermelon that got stored with limes one time, and it was so good.
Just stored with it?
No, like they were sliced and the limes were sliced, and they like all like soaked in each other's juices, and it was good. I'm sorry.
It sounds yummy. Watermelon lime. That's like a popular
drink. It's a bubbler
mix.
flavor.
It's also an Olipop flavor.
It is. I was adding some Olipops to my cart the other day. What's your favorite?
I usually like the strawberry vanilla one.
Yeah.
Or the orange squeeze.
Is the tropical one good? The tropical punch?
Mm-hmm. I had that one over my birthday and it was good.
Okay.
And then I went to Natural Abundance the other day after we unloaded at your studio and I got the cherry vanilla one, which was good. I drank it all. It's heavier on the cherry than the vanilla.
Okay.
But I was kind of thinking it would be like a play on cherry vanilla Coke, but obviously there's no Coke part to it, so.
Right. I want to try all these like dirty pops that all of the Utah girlies drink.
I saw Adam was watching Reels and I saw one where it was like Dr. Pepper and then like a coconut creamer.
There's a bunch. There's like a store. Is it Swig? No. Is it? Yeah, Swig.
They have
down
a
there.
lot of different.
And they have like where you can do all these different combinations. I was like, that was a missed opportunity. Next time I'm in AZ, I'm going to try one out.
There you go.
Do some dirty Cokes.
Because they have some different.
Maybe they have like a healthy one. Maybe they have like an Olipop with.
They have ones that are like just sparkling water with like strawberry juice or like things like that and coconut cream or things like, So then it's not as sugary. Plus you can get diet sodas or whatever. I don't know, but
true.
Yeah.
Speaking of unloading your car, that's what we're talking about today.
Yes.
Floral and Fedora.
We had it this past weekend, but at the time you're listening to this, so we'll just say it was March 8th.
Yeah.
And I think it went really well.
I thought it went really well. We've done them a few different ways in the past. This time we were just doing basically like a content day shootout style one. And it was so fun. I think what made it so nice was like all of our attendees like were there, showed up, had fun, and like all of our models actually I feel like wanted to be there.
Yeah,
like everyone was so good. Yeah, I'm really happy. Obviously the floral turned out beautifully, and that's what I'm always most excited about.
Yes. How do you say it?
Blevior.
Blevior design.
Out
Jacqueline.
of Miller. She is great. She's
Yes.
also like, what, 6 months pregnant right now?
More than. She's due end of April.
Okay. She's got twins though, so she's
Yes.
bumping. And so she did all the floral. Her and her little like intern came, and her intern ended up being which was planned, but she ended up being our senior model. So we had a bride and groom, a mock bride and groom, an engagement couple, and then our senior. And then we had 6 attendees who there's like kind of from everywhere.
Yeah, Watertown, Sioux Falls,
Pierre,
and Aberdeen.
Yep. And then maybe, was there one girl from North Dakota?
Maybe.
I feel like, yeah.
You know better than me. I wasn't even on social media when we
That's
launched the tickets, and so I didn't see like who all bought or whatever.
Yes, yeah. I feel like I showed you, but like you didn't like actually, yeah.
I didn't like
I think the one thing I maybe like would have, I love the like meeting people and stuff. So part of me wishes we maybe would have done either something after, like we all went out and got supper and just like chatted and stuff, or like something earlier.
Like everyone show up and you do a meet and greet and like
like kind of hang out
or something, and then
just like let everyone get to know each other and then start shooting.
Maybe in the future we can do something like that.
Yeah, I think remind me of that, because I'm terrible when I plan stuff. But yeah, I thought as a whole it went super well. The theme was so pretty, like it was kind of like the Bridgerton vintage vibes.
Yeah, it was like tea party, garden party-esque.
Yeah, it was good. I specifically ordered a cake from, it's Keys Crumbles, but she made it gluten-free and dairy-free so that I could eat it.
It was good. I thought it was good.
It was dense.
The icing I didn't eat a ton of, but the cake
but
part
once
was
you like
good.
got into the middle, you should have seen it when Cole made me throw it away. It was so bad. I had it just like sitting on my counter, and I would just like sit there with a fork and like eat out of the middle of it, so it was like caved in.
Oh gosh.
And he's like, JC, you have a problem. And I was like, I haven't really eaten that much if you think about pieces. Like the whole sidewalls of everything are still here. And he's like, I think it's time to say goodbye.
Get out.
So he threw it in my trash, and like the next night he came over and we were eating supper. We were just like watching TV, and I looked over at him and I was like, I'm thinking about my cake.
I would not have let him throw that away.
And he's like, you didn't need it. And I was like, I know, but it needed to go.
I was excited. I was so hungry when we were doing that. I did not plan well. And so when we got to after the bride and groom ate the cake, we just kept going back and eating the cake. Yeah. JC would cut off little pieces.
And then we had the pickled pig some like little snacky like hors d'oeuvre things.
Just remembered I still have those in my fridge upstairs. I have a mini fridge in my room, and I had eaten them the night of or whatever, and they're still in my fridge.
Hey, I'm sure they're still good.
Yeah, it's the olive meat and cheese one.
Oh yeah. Okay. And then I'm trying to think like what other vendor. So we had Heiser's dead rings. They were so pretty. I also didn't want to take those back. When I like not the center, like the big stone one, but that band. Yeah. I just like took off this ring and had it on my finger, and I was like, this is the most beautiful band. Like, and I was like, Cole, look. And he was like, oh yeah. And I was like, I will buy it for myself and wear it on any finger. I just love this band so much.
For reference, guys, it's $8,000 when you have, if the stones are all
and it was live. Just a band.
We didn't have live stones, obviously.
Yeah. It was beautiful. Like the baguettes.
Have to, check out the pictures.
They were like
Floral and
mini.
Fedora.
Yeah, they were like mini baguettes, like all just clustered in or all around. It was so
and like
pretty.
At an angle, kind of.
I'll share. I know one of the girls had posted some details, and it was a really good ring shot. I'll have to share that one so everyone can see it. We got our dress from Lulu's. Brides and Bells did the tux. One of the coolest things was Jacqueline did a floral lapel. And that was so cool.
Yeah, just like stuck onto his suit.
Yeah, if you follow my photography page on Instagram, I shared a reel.
She's hoping it goes viral,
Yeah,
like the first one.
Go give it some love so
Like
that
the
I go
pocket,
viral again.
the pocket boutonniere.
But that was super unique, very different and fun. I'm trying to think like what else was kind of
All
cool
our
that we
thrifted
did.
dishes.
Yeah, we had a really cool like table setup.
Yeah, I loved that. We also, JC and I took some pictures for Floral and Fedora and for the podcast or whatever. But the one that we did joking, you said was actually really cute.
Yeah, here I have it on my phone. I posted one the other day, but that's probably the one I'll post for this
episode.
We
like. It was like, should we just peek through the flowers like on the table? And so we did. Oh,
isn't that cute?
It's cute. We'll have to put it on the screen, or you guys can check it out on the podcast Instagram.
I'll share it. That can be the cover photo for this one.
There you go. Go check it out in our feed.
I like it.
But yeah, it was just a lot of fun. Ashlyn did behind the scenes video and photo.
I need to get you that so you can start putting it together.
Yes.
The photos looked cute though.
Nice.
I have most of mine like kind of edited.
That you took?
Yeah.
I haven't touched mine.
Nah.
Yeah.
I was kind of bored on Saturday because Cole was working on his house, and it was just like a nice day to just kind of veg on the couch and edit. On Sunday I did photos for the like daddy-daughter dance.
I was gonna ask you about that.
That was kind of cute. There was a lot of like, it's always interesting to me like when you think of a daddy-daughter dance, like some people go all out and like the dads were in like suits and like more formal dresses for the little girls, and then there were some that were just like showed up in kind of like street clothes like hanging out, and I was like, I mean, it is a dance, you could dance in all sorts of wear.
I'm sure it's fun for the little girls to get all that stuff though.
I definitely think it's geared for like that probably 5 to 10-year-olds, like where they're still like little and very much fun. There were some girls that were a little older that you could tell maybe
didn't want to be there.
I mean, not that they didn't want to be there, but you could just tell like maybe more like awkward, kind of like, oh my gosh, Dad, don't embarrass me, like that age. There was one, I swear she had to be in her 40s and her dad was probably in his like 60s, and I was like, I was like, yeah, good for you, have fun.
Interesting.
I mean, if you guys want to dance,
did she then also have
it.
her own? Maybe she didn't have a daughter.
No, I don't know. It was her and her dad.
Funny.
Yeah. No, it was fun. It was cute to see. There were so many people that I've shot their weddings that were there with like their little girls.
Really?
And I was like, oh my gosh, this makes me feel old. Like, how did you get, like, that child is at least 10 and you only got married last year. No, I'm just kidding. But like, that's what it felt like, because I was like,
I mean, you were probably young shooting their wedding, but
yeah,
still.
I was. There was one, she was for sure at least like 6 or 7 though. Wow. And her dad was, I was like, hey, have you been? And he was like, good. He's like, I was telling her that you did our wedding photos, because she's like old enough to like have seen their photos and stuff. And I was like,
you're like, that's not my style anymore.
And I was like, oh my gosh, I was a baby.
Yeah.
Or else I'm old now, either way. But no, it was really fun to do that and see everybody.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. We can talk about what I did this weekend. So, you guys remember the Valentine's Day episode when JC was like, are you pregnant?
Oh my
Turns
gosh.
out I was. But I am not anymore. Unfortunately, it ended in a miscarriage. But I was pregnant for like 8 weeks, I guess. And it was kind of a roller coaster, because when we first went in, I knew that I was really early, and I was like, it's going to be too early to see like a heartbeat or anything. And they were like, oh, we're not, like, yeah, it's probably just really early, whatever. I had only had one cycle since having Grant, and it had been in December. And so I was like, not regular or anything. Anyways, so then basically my whole pregnancy was just like back and forth of like, take blood draws, okay, your HCG is going up, okay, you know, like, okay, it looks good, oh, now it doesn't, oh, it does. Anyways, it just felt like every appointment was no answers. But then when we did the HCG, they were like, oh, it looks really great. And so then we went into our next appointment, they're like, oh, the baby did grow, but there's not a heartbeat. So we never heard the heartbeat, but there was like a fetal pull and everything. So the baby had grown, but then it stopped. And so on Friday before Floral and Fedora, so like that morning, we went in and it was confirmed that it was a miscarriage. And I will say trigger warning and TMI stuff in case you guys don't want to hear it. You can skip, whatever. But I had started bleeding the night before, so I figured that was what was going to happen. And because of my HCG levels kind of stopped doubling, so it was kind of expected. But, you know, God is still good, and he's still sovereign and on his throne. So that's been giving Adam and I a lot of peace. But over the weekend, I was actively miscarrying. I actually didn't have to do the prescriptions that they prescribed me. So that was kind of nice. My body just did it on its own this time. And it was incredibly painful, though. It was very much like the start of labor.
You'd sent me like a snap.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just don't even, obviously never going through it.
Right,
I'm like, wait, that happens? Like, you hear people, unfortunately, all the time say,
Yep.
oh yeah, I had a miscarriage, but you don't think about what like actually goes into that.
Yeah.
And that like you do go through like labor pains essentially.
Yeah, because your body is, your uterus is contracting and your cervix is opening to flush out the baby and all of the tissue and all of that stuff. So Saturday night was rough for me, and unfortunately we didn't go pick up my prescription, which would have had pain meds in it in time, but it was fine because it wasn't that long. It was probably like an hour and a half, I think, of like the really intense cramps. So I just got in the hot shower. And then Saturday I actually passed like the sac, placenta, baby and everything. So Adam built a box and we buried it, which was kind of sweet closure, but sad as well, of course. So I just wanted to share this because in case anyone else is going through miscarriage, just know that yes, it is unfortunately very common. It's 1 in 4, but that doesn't make your situation less. It doesn't make it less sad. And you're not alone. A lot of people go through it. And I just think maybe talking about it helps people. I don't know. And also, it's not your fault. That's the part that's probably hardest about it, is you can't do anything.
Right. You like want to fix it.
Yeah. You're like, if I could save you, baby, I would. But it's out of your hands. So, yes.
I feel like that would be the hardest, especially like obviously you're feeling it and going through it, but then like the dads too. It's like, yeah, that's also like we've said, like men are such fixers, and it's like they just want to like make it all better. Yeah. And you can't, like,
yeah,
it takes
I could
time.
Tell Adam was beating himself up on Saturday because he's like, I should have gone and gotten you the prescription, because I was like I was in labor, a little bit moaning and like breathing through it or whatever, which Grant thought was hilarious. So that helped ease things a little bit.
Just a little comedian like laughing through your pain.
It did help, but yeah, Adam was like, I could tell he was upset that he couldn't, help more than he was, but he took care of Grant and stuff. So, and then he built the box and we buried it, and that was the first time that he cried through the whole thing. So, but yeah. Friday was hard. I made it through the whole appointment. Like, I didn't cry. Our doctors and nurses were really nice. And then on the way back from the appointment, I got pulled over because I didn't get new plates. Adam,
this was terrible. When I was like, you had texted me Thursday night, and I was just like praying that like you wouldn't be feeling bad, and that you could still enjoy Friday, and just like, I didn't really fully understand obviously like what the process would be and stuff, but I was like, when you texted me about this, I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I got pulled over because of my plates, and I was like, oh my gosh, we totally, like, obviously my husband and I, we just forgot to do it, blah, blah, whatever. So anyways, I got a $130 fine, and he told me how to go get my license plates, whatever. And then he goes, try to have a better day now. And I was like, we're back on YouTube now too. But yeah, he was just like, try to have a better day now. And I was like, if you only knew, this is not the thing. This is the cherry on top, sir. This is not the thing that's making. But you know what? Right. It ended up being a great day. Floral and Fedora was so much fun. Yeah. I have great friends, great family, great husband, a great God. Like, it was a good day.
Yeah. I feel like I'm the type where it's like when you are going through something terrible, it's better to distract yourself.
Yeah, that's what I told
Adam. I know that sounds bad, because you do need to fully feel your feelings, deal with things, like,
but we've been kind of processing and preparing for it for a week, so I was very much in the distraction phase.
But at the same time, it's fine just to like be distracted by things.
So
we were just eating cake, taking pics,
Yeah.
videos. It was a good time.
Yes.
But no, I think it's so brave of you to talk about it, because I think there are so many people that go through it that don't ever say anything.
Yeah.
And that have like silently dealt with a lot of grief.
Yeah.
And
Which to each their own in that way. But just so that you know, you're not the only one, and someone else might understand your grief, which everyone processes differently.
Yeah.
But because I have lots of family who have gone through this. My mom, my sisters, cousins, sister-in-laws. So
I think it's unfortunate, but I almost feel like if you are wanting to be a mom, you should probably prepare for that.
Yeah.
Like,
because
maybe there are people that never have got, like, I feel like if you've had multiple children, your chances that you've had a miscarriage are very high.
And I feel like this day and age, it's almost more likely, just because it's a lot of environmental things. Same with like cancer, but it has to do with the guy's health and the woman's health. So then like the eggs and the sperm, and it all like factors into it. But also, like, miscarriage was not part of God's plan, but we chose sin, and so we live in a sin-fallen world. And so it's not like God chose for me to have this miscarriage, but through it, he is still good, and he's still going to get the glory, and he's going to turn it into something,
Yeah.
Like, we pray for our rainbow baby down the road, and, but
and I think it'll be, like, really sweet when you get to heaven. Like, you will get to meet those little kiddos, which will be, like, actually something, like, super exciting to look forward to. As if heaven is not exciting enough.
Yeah,
but
right. But no.
An added bonus.
Yes. Which, it's not sad for the baby that didn't get to whatever. They got to skip this part and go straight to eternity. So they're fine. It's just sad for us here.
Yeah.
So
absolutely. But no, it's kind of a
weird episode.
A hodgepodge episode, but that's us.
Yeah.
That explains our lives.
Yes.
We thank you guys for listening today.
Yes.
And we will be back next week. If you guys enjoyed this episode, please go give it a thumbs up either on YouTube or 5 stars on the podcast icon.
Yeah.
I don't know why I said that, but that's what I meant.
The Apple Podcast app.
That is the app. That is what I meant.
Or just subscribe to it if you listen on Spotify, right? Is that what it is?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a Spotify girly, but
me either. But apparently we can upload video to there. I need to figure out how to do that. So then if you listen on Spotify, you can also watch.
We're going to have to become Spotify girlies. Okay.
Right.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.